startup. So that we will leave up to the actual people who are doing things. Now, I don't want to take too much of your time, but this is my favorite question. I definitely want to
Yeah.
know what would be the 5 action steps which our readers and viewers can take from this interview today. What are the 5 action steps you would suggest that go today, do this, or start working towards this? What would be that?
Okay, so it's I have lots of things. So, and I know we had a dialogue before. I wrote some stuff to you, so this may change. But let me tell you the 5 that come right to me. The first one for me, almost always, actually it always is. It's about vision. What is the end game? Why are you getting into this in the first place? So it better be passion based. But what do you want? What do you want the end result? Tell me about the material stuff. Tell me about the spiritual stuff. Tell me about the family stuff. Tell me about the emotional. I want to know what the end package is. Because until I know where I'm headed, there's no way I can get there. No one drives from New York, where I am, and you are, out to Los Angeles without first saying, I'm going to Los Angeles. If I just said just leave New York, you can go east, west, north, south. But if you know you're going to Los Angeles, you'll get there. So that's the first thing. The second thing is, if I want to take that car analogy, is you've got to go turn by turn. When you leave New York to head to Los Angeles, you're not checking the traffic in New Mexico. You're looking up to the next turn. Is it safe? Is there an accident? Is there something I have to navigate? Am I doing the speed limit? Is there a cop behind me or something? But you really aren't worrying about much beyond that.
Yeah.
You got to drive your business the same way. You have to know where you're headed, but then you have to navigate in the immediate term. I do it in 90-day increments, by the way. I figure out in the next 90 days, next quarter, what's my destination, and only worry about that. Then after I make it to that big turn in my business, the first 90 days, then I look ahead to the next turn in the road and push forward again, 90-day increments. So that's the second step. Always take action in the short, near term, but have a vision for the very long term, the ultra success you want. Third term is, I believe in communicate based upon values. So whatever your business is about, you better be communicating it internally to your colleagues, your partners, your vendors, your clients, through your website. You better be communicating. It better be absolutely consistent based upon your values. What the hell does your brand, your product, your services, what does it stand for? And communicate that consistently. And here's a little trick, is if the values of your company are absolutely 100% congruent with who you are, you'll never have to be yourself 100% of the time, and they'll connect. And that is really the golden thing. Be yourself 100% and let your product and your services simply be an encapsulation or a presentation of who you are, and then be yourself 100% through all these different ways of communicating. Fourth step, let me think of something cool. You said half full, half empty. The glass is half full, and even the most dire situations, look at the opportunity that sits in it. Yeah. So let me give you one practical example that your viewers, your members could use literally this second. So many people are saying, oh my God, the economy sucks. This is horrible. Everyone's going out of business. My competitors are going out of business. I'm the next one to brink. I can't afford to advertise. I can't afford to market. Well, if you look at that stuff, how could that be half full? Competitors going out of business, can't afford to advertise. Well, maybe your competitors ran advertisements. Maybe they set up a website that's now defunct. Maybe the website's still up there and it publishes their phone number, but they're out of business. Maybe they ran yellow, that they have numbers published, but they're out of business. Start calling on your competitors and find numbers that are disconnected. Then call your local phone company, and if these companies are out of business, your competitors, have their phone numbers redirected to you. They already ran the advertising. You're getting it for free. There's customers calling those numbers because they need service. Redirect them to you. It's ethical, it's legit, and seeing a dire situation now as a opportunity, and you're getting business. It's a strategy, by the way, I'm using now regularly with people I work with, and we get surges of revenue within hours. I mean, it's instantaneous. It's grasping something that's been forgotten. And by the way, it's very toilet paper entrepreneur. It's digging into that trash instead of worrying about a full roll and finding a gem in there that everyone else is just ignoring.
Yeah.
And the fifth
That's
thing.
a very good one.
And the fifth thing, and this is probably, thank you, that's for you, my brother. And the fashion, this is the most important, is when that nugget happens. And maybe that was the nugget for you, or maybe it was the method of going turn by turn, or maybe it was something that came to you when you were taking a shower this morning. When the nugget presents itself, when you feel it, this is the most important thing, you have to act on it then. I mean, that minute. You got to move on it immediately. Because if you don't, chances are you're going to go back to the way we're all hardwired and go back into our own routine, and it'll become forgotten. Opportunities are simply opportunities, and they become successes once there's action taken. So when that thing hits you, you have to take action. And you immediately do it, and you stop everything else you're doing. And I'll give you a quick anecdote. There's a guy at this MIT group that I'm with, and you understand we pay thousands of dollars to attend this 3-day or 4-day event. And there was one guy in there, his name is Barrett, was about to start, and there's 80 entrepreneurs very successful in there, and he stood up and he goes, guys, I got to go. And everyone was taken back saying, what? He's like, I just had the multi-million-dollar idea. I'm leaving this class. This is, by the way, you have to subscribe you have to subscribe a year in advance. And this guy, Barrett, he left. He came up with a new concept for measuring properties. He was in lawn maintenance was his business. Came up with a method, just a thought, a new way of measuring properties by satellite. He drove home on a Thursday, called in his colleagues and said, guys, we're working nonstop until this concept is patented, or at least there's a preliminary patent. It took them 5 days. They submitted a preliminary patent application. A year later, the patent was officially accepted, and he sold that patent to Camelon for $10 million.
Wow.
And that is the power of taking action now. Now, most of us have these wonderful ideas and just forget it. Or someone else will come up with it. I'm telling you, the second you have it, grasp it and go for it, and it will pay back. It will pay back big.
Yeah, that's really true. Action matters. Otherwise you can just sit all day long, exhaust your thoughts, and okay, fall in love with every next big idea, but not do anything about it. It's not gonna do good to you, not gonna do good to anyone else. Mike, with that, thank you so much. My members, my viewers, and we really appreciate you taking